Hello. Hi. It is I, Serendipity Wyrd, recording a video. Yay! One of my many goals for this year is to record more videos, and I just haven't really done it yet. I think I did do a video. I should probably go look on what my goals for this year are. But y'all, it's just been busy. It has been busy. I've been doing work things. The first like 3 or 4 weeks of the year were like, I didn't even really have a break between all the things I had going on, which made me kind of reevaluate things because I was like, this is not sustainable for this brain. But then, like, just in general, I got kind of like, grounded a little bit because I've been sick for the past week. So my voice might be a little weird with that. Which is, maybe an accidental segue into what I wanted to talk about today, which is one of the many reasons that I don't create video. Because I think about this a lot. I watch other YouTubers, I watch other channels I'm interested in. Sometimes, they're vloggy type people. Sometimes they're people who are making content around a specific topic. And often I'm like, I really want to make a video, but why don't I? And then I kind of explore the reasons that stop me. And I've come up with all sorts of excuses and reasons and stuff like that, that answer that question. And I was once again having this conversation as I prepared lunch, which I'm likely going to eat because I made it and it's here. And I will show you this amazing, ramen and grilled cheese lunch. Because as I've been sick, that's kind of what I've been doing. And some like cherry 7-Up, I guess. Apparently that's also a thing in my life at the moment. And the reason why I may be consuming my food and kind of talking about this is because I watched another creator who regularly sort of inspires me to want to make videos. Her name's Catherine. Her YouTube channel is Blissful Longing. And YouTube served me one of her videos about like how to make art videos, something like that. I'm sure I can track down it and, maybe put link in the description. We'll see, how good I am at following through and remembering that. But anyway, I've kind of been following her ever since I watched that video because it really, like, she's just kind of spoken to me being a small creator, but she is creating, right? And not letting challenges stop her from creating, which has me even more so being like, okay, so why am I like, where are my stumbling blocks and how do I kind of unstumble on them? So I got home from doing work things and I was making this amazing, ramen grilled cheese combo I have. Oh, the reason the ramen thing and the eating in the video is tied to, not only have her videos encouraged me to want to make my own videos, as I've seen somebody, like, hey, she's just out there creating, right? Like, that's cool. I could also be creating if that's a thing I want to do. Not that everybody has to make YouTube videos, but I really want to. This has been a thing for years and years and years, and then I just kind of still don't. So let's explore this. Why am I not doing this thing? I have all of the equipment. I have all of the things. Why am I not doing the thing? Anyway, maybe we breathe for a second. Okay. Slow down the mind a moment. So in a relatively recent-ish, as in this year video, she made a couple of videos where she was eating breakfast in bed at random times of the day, and she had ramen. And so I don't know, I guess I'm inadvertently copying that video format, but I'm not in my bed because my bed's over there. I'm in a chair. And I'm in a chair in my little altar nook because I realized that the backlighting from my window was going to be way too intense to sit on the other side of my desk. So very quickly I realized, I accidentally created like a little video studio maybe in the process of rearranging my room yet again. Because if you followed me for any amount of time, Not that there's much of a reason to, because I don't create that much content, but whatever. You will know that rearranging my room and trying to figure out the like, how do I live in a physical environment space thing, and how do I deal with my hoard of objects is always a thing. But that is not the topic of this video. I'm sure that will be the topic of other videos. The topic for this video is, why am I not creating videos? So I'm making my ramen. I'm making some grilled cheeses, some for me, some for the boyfriend. And I was like talking to him about, why am I not creating content? Because he has a YouTube channel he's been growing for a few years now. He's being very successful at what he's doing, and it's amazing. His channel, we'll do a link in the description down below, 𝓢𝓮𝓻𝓭. He does specifically World of Darkness, Vampire the Masquerade, Werewolf the Hunter the Reckoning, Werewolf the Apocalypse. There we go. My brain just totally went, what is werewolf? I don't know. Anyway, game of personal horror, role-playing, fun stuff, tabletop, live-action role-play. He's a storyteller in that system, and he's pretty amazing, which I say not only because he's my partner, but, I enjoy playing games that he runs. Anyway, we should probably breathe again. So I was talking to him as I'm creating my food, and I'm like, I don't know why I don't create videos. I mean, I like I said, I have come up with a collection of reasons as I've, sat with this over the past several years. And one of them, though, I brought up because I was like, part of the struggle is not wanting to edit things, because it is very, like, triggering, upsetting to come to terms with watching myself and listening to myself, particularly the listening piece of it. I was like, I have some, like, real struggles with my voice and hearing my own voice in a recorded format. And then I was like, oh, perhaps I know what I can make a video about, right? Because right there, I was like, I could ramble about, I guess I said something to the effect of, I'm just kind of rambling on why this is a thing. And I was like, oh, let's make a video about that. So perhaps we'll have a series of why I don't make videos. We'll see. But this has definitely been one of the things. I have gotten around this a little bit in the past by just not editing videos, right? And I've talked about it a little bit, that the editing process is stressful to me. So if I just, like, record a snippet of something and then post it, I don't think about the editing. I don't really go back and watch it. I create it and I throw it out in the world, and I'm like, go baby, go exist, do whatever you're gonna do. I've let you go. So I would like to edit videos, though. Like, I have ideas for videos that would require editing, like, I don't want everything to be long form, me rambling content that I create. I do like this format. I'm good with this. But there are other things I want to do that would require editing, which means I need to come to terms with the fact that I can listen to my own voice and not feel some sort of weird way about it. Breathing break. Okay. So I was talking to him about this. Now, you may or may not know that I identify as non-binary. My pronouns are they, them. Though kind of she, her too. Because that's a thing. Pretty used to it. And I don't know. It's still there. Like, yeah. But that is a whole nother video to try to delve into anything around identity stuff for me. And if you're interested in that video, by all means, there's comment stuff. Let me know. If you're not interested in that, let me know kindly. Maybe don't be mean to me, because being mean to people is not cool. Anyway, so the reason that the gender thing is relevant, because that goes to the voice thing. And when I was a kid, I used to record my voice all the time with some friends. We used to play a game that we referred to as Crack Up Basketball. I don't know how much it actually had to do with basketball because I was way young. But I had a cassette video, or like voice recorder, and we would record ourselves. Like, somebody would be the announcer. I may be totally misremembering how this game went because I was probably like 6 or 7. But there were like 3 of us, me and my neighbors, whatever. And we would have my little like cassette recorder, and 1 or 2 of us would be the announcer. I don't know if there were only 3 of us, how 2 of us could. I don't know the details of this, except that I don't remember at that point ever having an issue listening to my voice. But somehow, as I grew and evolved and like realized that the way that one's voice sounds on a recording is different than, you know, how you hear your voice, because you're hearing your voice come out of you with, you know, vibrations of the bones in your skull and all of that cool stuff. It's different for a listener. And a listener, someone outside of yourself, like, you're never going to hear yourself the same way that other people do. And I don't recall any specific, like, pointed bullying or, like, just negative feedback about my voice. Like, I don't really recall, you know, I have been in various relationships that had elements of, like, emotional and mental crap, right? Of the many things that people have picked on me about over the years, whether maliciously or teasingly, you know, in a loving sort of playful way, my voice really hasn't been one of those things. So I'm not sure what the deal is around it. But the personal struggle I've had with my voice is that it's, quote, not feminine enough. Where did I get the programming that a voice should be in a certain register to be contrived as feminine? I don't know. I assume this is just something I picked up in the culture, or some way that I saw other people perhaps praising people like celebrity, movie, I don't know, like media influences who spoke certain ways, and I knew that I did not speak in that way. I can remember as a child and as a teenager, very much so realizing how different I was from what I considered the cultural accepted like social expectation for I don't know, whatever is supposed to be female, girl, woman. So that's sort of always been a struggle. Hence why the voice thing relates to the gender thing. But like I said, I haven't experienced external complaints or criticism about my voice. If anything, I have experienced positive commentary. When I used to work in a retail setting, I would occasionally get guys who came in and they would comment on my voice and ask, like, do I do recording or anything like that? I've always enjoyed singing. And that I've had a little bit of like teasing about, more like loving style teasing, right? Like, um, I have a parent who is totally the parent who will be like, "Oh, who sings that song? Oh, let's keep it that way." So like that level of bullying, teasing kind of stuff was there, but not like a day in and day out thing, right? Like I have a specific memory of a time where that sort of thing was said to me. So I am not 100% sure the source, right? Like I don't have a source to pinpoint on why I struggle with this. But it has been a struggle, and it has been something that's impacted my desire to create videos in in terms of, considering the editing process. Because I'm like, ugh, I'm gonna like watch myself and I'm going to cringe. Despite the fact that right now, like the video aspect is right in front of me. I can see that just to make sure like nothing, I don't know, weird pops up or something. If I'm gonna eat this food, I should probably do that. So this is a short break to invite you to, grab a beverage or a snack. I don't know how long I intend to really chatter about this. Okay, there we go. We're about 16 minutes into this particular thing. I did take a picture of my plate of food because it may only be ramen and grilled cheese, but arranging your food on a plate in a pleasing manner that is aesthetically pleasing is something that makes my weird little heart happy. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll be brave enough to edit this just enough to insert a photo of my food here. Or I just pointed toward a corner for no reason. We'll find out. Anyway, so I've done a lot of playing around with learning how to use voice. And maybe that's kind of part of why this is a struggle for me, because I've put effort. Oh, my poor noodles have like absorbed all of their liquid. They're just noodles now. So we'll see if I edit this out, because it could be really something I don't want to share with the world, me eating some noodles. Get that good noodle ASMR, I guess. And that's something too, like, so I've been told before, like, I could create ASMR stuff. I also once, after a yoga class, somebody who, I practiced near or with occasionally, after one practice, like many times over the years, and after yoga classes, I've had people compliment my breath. That might sound super weird if you're not a yoga person, but it is a thing. Often in some classes, you may be encouraged to breathe more loudly and inspire your neighbor. And the sound of the breath is a whole thing in yoga. And so one time, somebody I was practicing near encouraged me to like record videos of breath. And I've thought about that for the past, I don't know, that was like 5 years ago. And I'm like, that is both weird, but there's a lot of weird things on YouTube. And my last name is weird. So there you go. But I've always been very interested, like, in the way that voice is its own instrument. Not only from a like song perspective, but from a just the different ways that language can be spoken, the different emphasis, or emphasis if you'd like to pronounce the word correctly, one can take when speaking. Just all the different ways that we can utilize voice has been just always of interest to me. And hearing speech patterns often has resulted in me unintentionally like mimicking or repeating like those same patterns. And I've often like also so I've always lived in Florida mostly. There was like a year in Georgia, but it's not that we don't talk about that. It was just an anomaly. And often I've had people ask me, particularly when I was in the retail industry, like, where are you from? Your accent. I'm like, what accent? I I know not what you speak of. And not in a bad way, just in a generally curious because I don't typically speak with a sort of southern drawl sort of thing. Anyway, it's been a weird question I've gotten throughout my life that I've not really had a good answer for because I'm like, I grew up here. I don't know what you want from me. But overwhelmingly, like the commentary I've had about my voice has been positive. So why is there an internal... I'm trying to throw my food in my lap. Not a good thing. So what happens when you're sitting cross-legged and trying to like balance a plate with a heavy bowl on your feet? Do not really recommend. But I do really like this chair, and I have not been able to utilize this chair recently. But it fits in this space, which is cool, because the idea of this space was to actually sit in it. That is a tangent. That is not about the whole voice thing. So anyway, I don't know. I think I just need to do it. And I think I just need to get used to it. And I think that I could maybe just not cringe at myself. Maybe that would be an option in my life, right? Like, maybe it's not even about the voice, but just other deeper, layered things like a parfait or an onion. But yeah, part of me on that note is perhaps embarrassed that I want to create videos in the first place. Like there's a lot of, well, who do you think you are? Kind of stuff. Which is where watching other people's content is helpful in that, because I'm like, well, who do they think they are? They're obviously doing the thing. Like, you can do the thing. You're allowed to do the thing. And honestly, probably not even that many people are going to see the thing, so who cares? I know I talked about that at one point a while back when I made a video about how I'm going to make videos, and then, didn't quite get there yet. But we're practicing kindness and compassion for ourselves this year, or always from now on. And so we're not going to focus on that potentially being a failure or labeling it in any sort of way that doesn't uplift us. That's how we'll say that. There is still enough liquid in the ramen that I can dip the sandwich, so we're winning. Oh, and I'm doing a sandwich experiment here, by the way. So this is a 2-cheese grilled cheese. And this is a 1-cheese grilled cheese. And I'm comparing what my actual preference is. Because from a purely, like, use of ingredient standpoint, a 2-cheese grilled cheese seems more luxurious, right? You're using double the amount of cheese. Cheese costs money, right? Like it's a more full sandwich. I don't know. But the other day I made a grilled cheese because again, this is kind of what I've been subsisting off of in the past week because I've been sick and all I've wanted is like soup. And then eventually grilled cheese because I, like a sim, has a grilled cheese aspiration. That's a reference to the game The Sims. I looked it up recently, like either Sims 2 or Sims 3. I think it was Sims 2 because I think that's the only one I really played. Which I believe the current one is 4. I could be wrong. Maybe they're up to 5. I don't know. I had discovered that you could have an aspiration to consume grilled cheese. And that just made sense for my life. Because I do like grilled cheese. I could probably just make a video about grilled cheese. And maybe that's what we're doing now. I don't know. Maybe if I'm brave enough to edit this, this could be multiple videos. But anyway, so I'm conducting a little bit of an experiment with myself because the other day I had a 2 cheese grilled cheese because I was like, I have adequate cheese supplies that I could have 2 slices of cheese on this. And then I was like, I'm not sure I actually like it this way. So today we're experimenting. So this is the 2 cheese. And this is like not fancy at all, right? This is like great value white bread and Kraft American cheese. Like these are not good ingredients. Nothing about this except that like my ramen is actually not like bottom shelf ramen. It's a veggie ramen that I found at like a shop and was like, this is pretty good and does not appear to have any meat-ish things in it. So yeah. So for science, we'll dip this one in the remnants of the ramen juice as well. And yeah. Full disclosure though, this experiment kind of sucks because I let my food get really chilled. So it's not like peak right out of the pan grilled cheese moment. And I did not do very well with controlling this experiment at all, right? Like, not only is this only 1 slice, I also made it with the heels. But I turned, like, the heel side onto the interior. Because then you still get the cool crispiness on the external part of the bread. You don't really notice it's a heel. So I'm not really completely comparing some apples to apples or grilled cheeses to grilled cheeses. So, my scientific method is off. Whatever. This is pretty adequate, though. I think next time I make a grilled cheese, I will just make it with 1 slice. Because I think that's pretty sufficient. I don't know, it's hard to say, though. Sometimes I do get fancy, and I'll have Colby Jack and cheddar, or provolone and cheddar, and, like, utilize that blend. Because for a while we weren't getting, I decided I didn't want to buy American cheese anymore because, like, is it even a cheese? Question mark. But yeah. So that's where we're at. Anyway, that's the grilled cheese discussion. Verdict is, I think I don't know that I really have a preference. So, let's have noodles again, shall we? Let's have noodles. I don't know. Should things be only one thing? Should I split the video into 2? Why I feel weird about my voice and why I like grilled cheese. 2 different concepts, but yet they come together for me in this video. So, and I have dropped things on me as per usual. Yeah. So it's hard for me to listen to my own voice. That is one of the reasons that I block myself from making videos. Because the idea of editing and facing myself through the screen is just challenging. But we're going to try to do it. If you watch this video, please understand that that means I did something that was very challenging for me. And I was a brave little toaster, and I did the thing. And I would not mind if you congratulate me in the comments below. If you have anything mean to say, just don't. Just go somewhere else. You know, like, just don't. None of us need that. We don't need any more, like, unkindness. And, you know, if there's something that is difficult for you in some way, I hope that maybe you're able to take some kind of step toward doing that thing, whatever that thing is. Or, you know, perhaps I won't edit this at all. And perhaps I won't finish it. And perhaps it'll just languish in the video folder that has so many untouched recordings. Noodle ASMR. Now I'm actually... Okay, so maybe I've just found a way around... Maybe I just found a way around my hang up. Because now I'm actually kind of curious about... Because this microphone is like very close to me. Because I have it. Maybe I should use it. But I'm like... Did it pick up the noodle sounds? So now I'm kind of curious. And curiosity, I have often found to be much better or more fun or like much more useful than like the judgment that I live with in my brain all the time. If I can help myself be curious about something, then it's often a lot easier for me to engage with the thing that's difficult. So now I'm curious about noodle sounds. I don't know, maybe since I am so sound-based is part of the reason too. But not everybody experiences the world like I do, thankfully. Because the way I experience the world is kind of a hot mess, which is okay. But like, the things that might bother me are not like the things that are going to bother somebody else. So, yeah. I don't know. Maybe if I'm allowing myself to put a video up in which I'm eating noodles and talking about my discomfort with myself and my voice, because that's part of it. Like I said earlier, like part of it is just being uncomfortable with my own existence, while at the same time often being completely comfortable with it. So I don't know. Ever a work in progress. If you got this far, subscribe, like, please comment, because ultimately I would like to talk to other people. I don't know eventually what I want to do with this channel, but connect with other humans is definitely a piece of it. So by all means, if you relate at all, if you don't relate, if you have any thoughts, what kind of grilled cheese do you like? These are the important questions. Answer them in the comments below, and let's have a dialogue. Until next time, I am Serendipity Wyrd. This is too close because we can't do hand hearts. Lots of love to you. Mwah. And bye. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your whatever time frame it is when you're watching this.